Now to Ghana. Ghana's annual consumer price inflation rose to 10.9% in May, the highest in 3 years. Well, joining me to discuss the figures is Peter Korte. He's a professor at the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Peter. Now, Ghana's annual consumer price inflation rose to 10.9% in May, the highest in 3 years. What is driving activities in this space?
Well, you'd see most components have come from the expenditure component of government. You know, we just came back from elections not too long ago, a couple of months back. So, and we had high budget deficits. So that the repercussions of the high budget deficit is what we are witnessing in terms of inflation and other macroeconomic instability in the country.
All right. Well, how much impact is the removal of fuel subsidies contributing to this figure, or are we yet to see it filter into numbers?
Sorry, can you say that again?
I said, how much impact is the removal of fuel subsidies contributing to this figure, or are we yet to see it filter into numbers?
We are yet to see the transition to have full effect. There will be some lag in this. Fuel prices changed not too long ago, so we're yet to see the impact on inflation in the economy.
Okay. But now, with the likelihood that further reforms will see utility subsidies lifted and with the CD remaining under pressure in the interim, are you anticipating the inflation to continue in an upward trajectory?
Yes, it might edge up slightly, but not very dramatic. The inflation will certainly go up once the fuel prices transmission effects are fully felt. We would likely to see that. Now, unless government comes out to say, as it has been doing in the past, that it's going to absorb the price increases, then we are likely to see some of this effect. Of course, the utility companies have also asked for an increase in utility prices. If that is allowed, we'll see further increases in inflation. So, well, the option is for the monetary authorities or the central bank to perhaps use its instruments to control money supply and try to curb inflation.
All right. Well, now talking about inflation, the inflation rebasing was expected in March, but was deferred on 2 occasions owing to challenges in computing data gathered from the field. Now, just like the rebasing of the country's GDP estimates, which tripled the value of the economy, how much impact do you think this will have on the inflation rate for June?
Certainly, we're very likely to see inflation in June increasing, going up higher than what we've seen in May. But the quantum, we are yet to know.
Well, what do you think will drive this inflation you just predicted?
Sorry, say that again.
I said, what do you think will drive this inflation you just predicted?
Well, the fuel price increase will take its full effect. Then if the utility companies are allowed to increase utility prices, then we'll certainly see the effects on inflation as well. Not of course, holding constant the other drivers of inflation like food prices and other components.
Will come in. Oh, well, now the Ghanaian government plans to submit a supplementary budget to Parliament for approval in July. Our government is spending almost 30 billion Ghana cedis in 2013, as opposed to the little over 21 billion Ghana cedis in 2012. Well, talk us through the impact this will have on the economy.
Well, as a developing country, there are often several demands to improve people's welfare. So it is expected that government from time to time will be increasing its spending, particularly in terms of development spending and other components. Of course, population is also growing, so you would expect government spending to also go up as the economy expands. Now, with this increases in spending, one would expect to see more prudent spending so that it would cut down significantly on wasteful spending to ensure that, yes, as the economy grows, as population grows, people's livelihood will be improved. With this new supplementary budget, I can foresee a further increase in spending, because if you can see, not too long ago, the Minister of Finance presented a proposal to Parliament to increase taxes, to raise more revenue so he can spend more. So that we're likely to see some adjustments in government spending and also in the sources of government revenue.
All right, well, let's just talk a bit more. Let's just talk a bit more on food inflation quickly. Now, it went about 6% as opposed to 6.4% witnessed last month. I believe this was owing to late harvest. Now, when do you think, when is the next harvest season? And how do you think this will impact food inflation?
Well, certainly when there's late harvest, when like many developing countries, agriculture is rain-fed. So anytime rainfall patterns change, it affects harvest. Certainly, that drives up food inflation.